This year alone, we have helped 3 separate clients fire their wives. We have helped 2 fire or separate from their best friends. And we did it in a way where now months later, when I check in with those clients, their marriage has never been stronger and that friendship has never been better. What I'm about to describe is one of the hardest situations that a founder can face. Early in your growth, you brought in the person that you knew, that you liked, that you trusted, that was loyal, that was competent, that was hardworking. Maybe that was your wife or your best friend or your cousin or your mom. And now our business has grown and we are realizing with a sinking feeling that they are no longer the right person for the role that they're in. And we have trapped ourselves between doing what we know is right and necessary for our business and hurting the person that we love the most. How do we get out from between this rock and hard place? My promise to you is that there is a way. And in fact, the way to do it will leave that relationship stronger than it is right now. So first off, how does this happen? How do so many founders find themselves in this situation? It happens because when we're small and we're first building our team, we don't yet know what our org chart and our team is gonna look like and the 20 different roles that we're gonna need to fill. All we know is there's a lot of work to be done. I need somebody smart, adaptable, who can run with me, work as hard as I will, and make this thing happen. And who better than the person I trust and know the most? Who better than the wife who has been by my side this whole time and I trust her to be by my side through this? Or the best friend, or the sibling, or the parent. So we bring in the people that we trust. We bring in the people closest to us. And you know what? So often, it works brilliantly because they are hardworking and they are loyal and we do trust them and we go so far together. And then what happens? Our business grows. We start to hire in more roles. We start to hire in leaders and managers. We start to give this person ownership and responsibility over whole sections of our business. Maybe we make our wife our COO or our best friend our head of sales, and we hand off all this responsibility and ownership to them. And it works and it's great for a time. And then it starts to fail because we didn't hire a COO. We just hired a really competent person that we liked and trusted. We didn't hire a head of sales. We hired a really competent salesperson who has no idea how to manage or build an 8-figure sales team. We hired people because we trusted them, not because they actually have the experience, the skill, the competency to fill the role the way that the company now needs it to be filled. The company demands a COO that can take us to 8 figures. The company requires a head of sales that knows how to build a sales team of 5 to 10 people and scale that thing to the moon. This is what the company simply needs. And the harsh reality, the thing that puts a pit in our stomach and that we push off for as long as we can, is that the person we love is not the person we need in that role. And when we get there, hopefully we go on YouTube, look that up, find this video, and realize that there is a set of steps that now needs to be taken to get ourselves out of this place. So, what do we do? Before you say anything to them, step 1 is we need to define the role. Not the role as it exists today, not the role as they're doing it, but the role as it needs to exist in order to get the company to where it needs to go. So what I want you to do is I want you to take their name, their face, this person you love so much, and just put them to the side. Just for a moment, put them to the side and ask yourself the question, my company and where it's going, what does it need in a COO? Who is the dream A-player COO that I need to get my company to my goals? What outcomes does that person own and crush for me? What are the day-to-day responsibilities that they are exceptional at? What are the results that they drive in the business? What are the key performance indicators, the KPIs I could use to measure that I have a rock star in this role? The tool we use to do this is called a Job Scorecard. It is an unbiased, objective definition of success in the role that is not attached to any person, and it is not attached to how the role is being done today. It is the role as it needs to be done to get our business to where we are trying to go. The Job Scorecard. To help you with this, I have created a tool. We call it the Leadership Scorecard. We literally help our clients do this, not just for their wives and best friends, but for every single role across their leadership team. And to help them do that, the Leadership Scorecard is in the description. It's free, and it's going to give you 5 Job Scorecard templates that you can use as a starting point to define success in every single role across your leadership team. So grab that. It's free. The 80-20 of the work has already been done for you. Here you go. And that is step one. We need to get clear on how does the role need to exist. Okay, so once we have our job scorecard, step two is that we now get to take this person that we love so much, put them back on the table, look at these two things side by side, the person we love and how they're doing the role, and the role as it needs to be filled, and ask ourselves the question, can this person become this A player? If yes, gorgeous. Now we have a clear roadmap of exactly what the gaps are, exactly what they need to learn, exactly how they need to grow into the version of the role that the business needs. Awesome. Best case scenario. More often than not, your gut has been telling you for a long time that this is not the person for the role. And now all we've done is simply answer the question, why? Why are they not the right fit? In specific, tangible, measurable terms, where are the gaps that they are unable or unwilling to close? We have to get that specific, that measurable, because here's what doesn't work. Going to your wife and being like, hey, so I just don't think you're the COO. It's just a feeling. I just need you to do better. Yeah. Good luck with that conversation. Good luck with the marriage counseling bills, right? No one will respond well to that conversation. But if the conversation goes, hey, I've been looking at where we're trying to take the company, and take a look at the COO job scorecard with me. This isn't about you, this is about the role. Do you agree that if we had this COO achieving these outcomes, that would get our business to where it needs to be? Do we agree that this is the role as it needs to be filled in order to get our business to our goals? Are we agreed on that? Great. Now, let's look at you. Can you honestly tell me that you doing all the work to become this person and do the role this way is what you want, is the highest use of your time, and is within your capability and your skill set? Here's what happens when we have the conversation this way. What happens is that we help this person who we love and who loves us, they realize that they are not the right fit for the role. We sat down with a husband and wife and we had this exact conversation. And halfway through presenting the job scorecard, she went, guys, hold up. I just want to say, I don't think I'm this person. Oh my God, I don't think that I'm the best person to be COO of this company. I think I would hold the company back if I stayed in this role, and I think we need to find a different role for me, right? So when we present it, not as a personal attack, but as an objective definition of success, all we're doing is holding up the mirror and helping them realize that these are the gaps, that this is the role as it needs to be filled, and actually, holy shit, I don't even want that. Or I'm not the best person for that. That's actually not me. And it's not who I'm interested in becoming. And so it's because I love you and I love this business and I want it to be successful that I actually need to figure out how to opt myself out of this and step down and hand it to somebody who's going to be the best fit. I know that feels idealistic, but the reality is it happens that way every time. It's not always smooth. It's not always without its frustration and anger and sadness and negative emotions. Those things can come up, but it is inevitable that if this person loves you and loves this business, and all we've done is held up the mirror, they will realize they are not the best fit. They hold the company back so long as they stay in this role, and that there is a different role or a different version of them supporting you that will allow the company to continue to grow. Because here's the thing, it's not about them. That's not a personal attack. You love them. You love them so much that you are unwilling to let them stay in a role that they are not set up for success in. Nobody wants that. They don't want to be in a role where they can't hit the targets and they don't have the skills and they can't solve the problems. That's frustrating. That's annoying. It's probably creating a ton of friction in your relationship right now because you love this person and they're struggling to do the role. That's not success for anybody, let alone the company. And all we're doing is holding up the mirror to help them realize that. And then we get to have a conversation of, okay, well, let's look at you. What are all of the things that you are brilliant at? What are all of the things that you love doing? What is a role within this organization that you would absolutely thrive in? And how can we move you into that? Or when we really look at the org chart, there is no role that you would really thrive in. And you deserve that. So how can we go find the role elsewhere that honors your zone of genius that you will thrive and grow and love? And how can I support you into unlocking that? Because I love you, because I care about you, I am not willing to let the emotional discomfort of this conversation right now hold you back and hold back this business. When that is the conversation, it can be hard. it can be uncomfortable, it can be all of those things, but it gets to be radically honest, and it gets to come from a place of deep and true love. And that is why when I follow up with clients months after these conversations and they've made these hard changes, and I ask them, how are you doing? They say things like, Jhana, my marriage has never been stronger. Jhana, me and that best friend are going on a trip together next month because our relationship was actually under so much pressure. It was actually being destroyed by them forcing themselves to stay in a role that they weren't set up for. And now that we've released ourselves from that, freed ourselves from that, the business has never been better. I have never felt lighter. All of that pressure, all of that feeling of dread and foreboding that I was carrying around with me, it's gone. And my relationship has never been stronger. So know that if you're in that deep, dark, foreboding place right now, know that on the far side of an uncomfortable conversation lies everything that you want for your company, everything you want for this person, everything that you want for your relationship. What love means. If you love this person, what that means is that you are willing to do the work, to have the hard conversation, to say the things that need to be said. That is what love looks like right now. Because what you deserve and what they deserve is everything on the far side of that hard conversation. Now, it's hard. I can tell you exactly how to do it. That does not make it easy. And I know that because we walk our clients through this. We hold their hand as they go through this step-by-step process. That is something we are so able and willing to do for you if you need our support. First step is grab that tool, grab the job scorecard, start by defining the role. And there is a link to book a call with my team inside of that tool. If you want to hop on, talk it through, figure out how you're going to have this conversation, or ask for how we can support you in having it, we are in your corner. So I wish you the best of luck with it. No, it is not easy. Yes, it can be done. And now, the final step of this process is how do we go out and hire the A player who is the right person, who is that exact fit for the job scorecard that we've created, who is going to take our business to the next level? How do we hire that person? Good news, I have an entire video talking about that. So go check that out. And if you need any support in having the tough conversation that you need to have in order to get there, reach out to my team. We are in your corner. And I wish you the very best of luck.